This macaroni is cheesier than cheese. There's so much cheese in it with some spice. It's a Korean / American mac and cheese. Welcome back to Wok Less Wednesday. I'm Jeremy here from School of Wok, London's Asian cookery school. We're going a little bit off piste today because this here is kind of like a mishmash of two amazing cultures. Mac and cheese. Who doesn't love it? I've got some macaroni bubbling away, maybe 6-7 minutes. I'm not going to overboil it because it's going to cook again in the oven. But the cheese sauce or the bechamel, the white sauce, going to start classic, actually French style cooking. So it's a mishmash of lots of different cuisines. I'm going to go for about 4 good knobs of butter. This is one of those dishes that we have quite a lot at home, but when we're cooking it for the kids, when I cook it or when my wife cooks it, it's extremely different because my wife likes to try and hide all the vegetables into macaroni cheese, especially things like half cauliflower or things like that, which is obviously very good for the kids. But when I cook the macaroni cheese, I just put lots of cheese in. Once your butter's pretty much melted, I've gone for 4 good knobs of butter, so I'm going to go for just under that in terms of plain flour. Let's do 3 heaped spoons first. Give that a little swirl around. I'm just going to turn the heat down. I'm going to add 1 more, so that's the same amount of flour to butter. Once you start to form a nice paste, then we can start to get the other ingredients in. And what I was taught with a bechamel sauce is just try your best not to do anything else, because you do have to just keep stirring as much as possible to get a nice smooth finish. So I've got a teaspoon of mustard in there. Adds a bit of flavour, but also a lovely colour to it. And we're going American Korean here, so I'm going to add some gochujang to this as well. And I'll do it at this stage because I want the colour and the flavour to really sort of mix into that base and not just sort of float around the milkiness of it. And that's going to give a real level of spice and a beautiful sort of orangey red colour. Oh, look at that. That's kind of thickened it up again, that just a little bit more. And then we can start to add the milk. I'm on a low to medium heat here. The milk goes in gradually, and you're kind of thickening up the paste before it then smooths back out again. Now, recently I went to a very good friend of mine for chicken wings and macaroni cheese, and his macaroni cheese was incredible, and I asked him for the recipe, and the number of different cheeses didn't stop. So this is a toned down version because I just think 7-8 cheeses in one mac and cheese is just a little bit excessive, but to be fair to him, it was good. I've got some mozzarella here. I'm just going to sort of tear in and allow that to, it's still on a medium heat here, so I'll just keep mixing this in whilst this sort of melts into it. We've played with cheese in many different situations, and if you don't know already, mozzarella is definitely the pulling cheese. You can see that straight away. And if you want to add some saltiness, I quite like cheddar. A good British cheddar works great for this. I'm going to leave some of this grated stuff for my topping. And then I've got some red Leicester, which adds to the colour that the gochujang is in there already. And yes, lots of cheese. Now, to stay true to this, to the Korean side of this sort of combo cuisine dish, I'm going to cook it in a Korean stone bowl, which is usually used for like bibimbap. I've got way too much sauce for the actual amount of macaroni, so just going to spoon a couple of big spoons in there and then mix my macaroni in. Whoa! This is dangerous mac and cheese work. Get the macaroni in there. Just give that a good mix around, get that sauce wrapping around. Now, I'm going to do a little cheese crust. So I've got the rest of my grated cheese, that's my red Leicester and my cheddar, and some panko breadcrumbs. Give that a little mix through so you get a nice rough and ready sort of slight crisp over the top with more melted cheese. This is the type of cooking that you don't want to tell your gym instructor about. Make it nice and crumbly over the top. That's going to go in the oven, 200 degrees C, 15 to 20 minutes. I mean, this dish should probably come with a warning sign because it's definitely not healthy, but if you're going to do it, you may as well add a little bit more oil. So I'm going to make a chili oil, a Korean chili oil, sesame seeds. I've got both white and black sesame seeds, which I'm going to add to this gochugaru, which is a Korean chili flake. I've used the coarser Korean chili flake. And then some spring onion, which I'm just going to pop on top. And I won't mix that in yet, because that would just protect the chili flakes from burning. So I'm going to use some hot oil to sizzle this up. So it's a light sizzle rather than too intense. Mix that around. And then I've got a couple of tablespoons of light soy sauce, which I'm going to pour over the top. And then when you are mac and cheesing, you can pour or drizzle as liberally or not as you want. I quite like it with a good dollop of that chili paste. This bowl is all for me. If you like this type of food, and there are healthier dishes too, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ding, hit that notification bell. I'm just going to keep eating.